This time on episode 212 of Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., we're going to be discussing The Defenders, Royal Dragon, the weekly Marvel News Roundup, and your feedback.
I'm Metal Matson from Super Geeky Playdate, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network. Just like the show you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual host. Check out all other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
You have been granted clearance by Director Phil Coulson. Stand by for S.H.I.E.L.D. debriefing. All information to be discussed here is classified and may only be discussed among agents granted clearance by the S.H.I.E.L.D. Director.
Now it's time for your scheduled debriefing. I'm Director SP.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Welcome to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., a Marvel Comic Universe fan show. This show is recorded on Thursday, October 26, 2017, live from the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. studios and broadcast galactic-wide via www.geeks.live. Ladies, happy National Pumpkin Day!
Does that count for pumpkin pie too?
Of course.
Okay, then that's excellent.
It is pumpkin pie time of the year, and you know
pumpkin
what, though?
Pie, pumpkin latte, pumpkin everything.
All the pumpkins belong to us.
I found out, though, that I missed the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, last Thursday. 1 week ago tonight. We were recording.
The sacrifices we make.
I know. You think Linus will ever see the Great Pumpkin?
Maybe?
Yeah, all right.
No, never.
Oh. I was just going to say, stay tuned to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. for breaking news about the Great Pumpkin, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fan-based podcast on the ABC television show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Marvel's Inhumans. Marvel's Defenders on Netflix, Legion on FX, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the Marvel Comic Universe in general.
Because of the immortal Iron Fist, living weapon and protector of the ancient city.
If you'd like to talk to us about the immortal Iron Fist, living weapon, yada, 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 you can find us at our website, legendsofshield.com.
If you want to leave us a voicemail about how Danny Rand is the awesomest Iron Fist ever, you can catch us at 844-THE-BUS-1 or 844-843-2871.
If you'd like to ask us about what Star Pie has been smoking that he thinks that without him knowing about it, you can check our Facebook page, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Podcast.
If you'd like to talk about Iron Fist stuff, Iron Fisting, you can find us on our Twitter page at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.
If you want to speculate on what may or may not be in my Marvel comic mug, you can see it on our YouTube channel and leave a comment at youtube.com/GonnaGeek.
And even though they may not want to claim us today, remember that Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a proud member of the GonnaGeek.com network.
I think the Gonna Geek Network would be proud of the 212 episodes that we've assembled.
Let's face it, we have not produced some of the most horrible stuff that they've
But there is
Guys, I can't think right now. I'm on so much cold medication.
This is the Cold Medication Lauren podcast tonight, so stay tuned for some wacky, zany things about to happen, and we'll just leave it there. We offered Lauren to take the night off, and she said no. She wanted to talk about the Defenders so much, and she just wanted to geek out with her friends, and that is why we do our podcast. So, Lauren, thank you for suffering through just to hang out.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me even when I sound like I've been smoking like all day.
Have you been smoking all day?
I have not, because that would make this sound just infinitely worse.
Oh, you could do the "it's a trap" though.
It's a trap.
There you go. All right, let's get into the Defenders. This was a fun episode of The Defenders. It was the 4th episode in the series, so we're halfway done now, and I had fun. The title, though, is Royal Dragon, and I'm not so good at the titles. Haley, what do you think the title is?
Is that the name of the Chinese restaurant?
I think it is.
Oh, there you go. I did not pay attention to the name of the Chinese restaurant. I was more paying attention to Jessica Jones barring it with some sort of a hutch, barring the door.
Yep. That is definitely a thing she did.
Did you catch what they were eating? Because now all of a sudden I'm hungry for Chinese food.
It's like dumplings or wontons or something.
I believe they told us they had one of everything.
Yeah, that's true. And we do know that some of it was pork and some of it was shrimp.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have to try that next time. I'll take.
And you guys, now I'm really, really craving Chinese food.
I know. So why don't we distract you, Lauren, by talking about the director?
Okay. So the director is Phil Abraham. And this is his 7th appearance on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Previously, he's been in episodes 61, 75, 76, 130, 131, and 181. So if you want to know what episodes those are, go back and check. He has 36 credits to his name since 2007. 1 episode of The Sopranos, 1 of Crash, 1 of Breaking Bad, 1 of White Collar, 2 of Sons of Anarchy, 1 of The Good Wife, 1 of Breakout Kings, 1 of Walking Dead, 1 of Hell on Wheels with our very own Black Bolt Anson Mount, 1 of Elementary, 1 of The Following, 4 of The Killing, 1 of Masters of Sex, 15 of Mad Men, 3 of The Strain, 1 of Bosch, 4 of Daredevil, Ray Donovan, 1 of Luke Cage, 3 of Halt and Catch Fire, 3 of Bates Motel, 10 of Orange is the New Black, 1 of Glow, which is, by the way, a fantastic series on Netflix right now, and this episode of The Defenders.
Ooh, he's got some cred to him. 30, but only 36 directing credits, but there are 36 good directing credits. Oh, so great to have him back on the show to discuss. We're not actually talking, by the way, to Phil Abraham right now. We're just talking about him. If he would like to come on the podcast so he could talk to us, we would always welcome him. Now, Haley, this was not only written by 1 writer, but 2 writers, correct?
Correct. And they're going to be familiar names because the entire season was written by the same 3 people. So, the 2 writers this week, we start with Douglas Petrie, who we know was a bigwig back in the Buffy days. He did 2 episodes of Angel and 59 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He also had 1 of Rugrats. We've discussed him before on the podcast 11 times in episodes 81, 86, 87, 113, 117, 130, 131, 143, 206, and 210. He did a couple episodes of True Calling, a couple of the 4400, 2 of the Batman, 2 of Charlie's Angels, 2 of American Horror Story. He has previously done 7 episodes of Daredevil and 4 total episodes of The Defenders. He's also a producer for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, True Calling, The Robinsons Lost in Space, CSI, Pushing Daisies, Charlie's Angels, American Horror Story, and Daredevil. The other writer is Marco Ramirez. He has 8 writing credits going back to 2007. We have also discussed him 11 times on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. We previously discussed him on our episode 77, 80, 113, 117, 130, 131, 140, 143, 206, and 208. His previous writing credits include 3 episodes of Sons of Anarchy, 2 of Orange is the New Black, 6 of Da Vinci's Dream, 1 of Fear the Walking Dead and in the Marvel Universe, 6 episodes of Daredevil, and 7 of The Defenders. He's also a producer for Da Vinci's Demons, Fear the Walking Dead, and Daredevil.
Douglas and Marco are just amazing with everything they've pulled together between Daredevil and The Defenders. Just want to say my hat's off to you guys. It's been fun watching what you have put together, and I can't wait to watch the final 4 episodes of The Defenders because this one was really fun. This one was just mainly surrounded about our 4 superheroes, defenders, whatever you want to call them. They actually haven't been named yet in the series as the Defenders, but they're all together. This is the first time that they actually get to talk and banter back and forth, because remember, they just kind of met each other last episode. But it was fun, and Jessica left. She comes back, and it's dramatic when she comes back. It's a fun episode, even though it's all dialogue for the most part. It is a fun episode, right?
Yeah, it really is. This was one of my favorite episodes of this series, season, whatever, because it's where the heroes all really do finally get together. It has some really great banter, and it's where we finally really kind of figure out what's going on.
And none of them, except for Danny, is really interested in being a team.
Yeah, Danny's the one that's all, come on, guys, and Luke's just kind of sort of begrudgingly like, well, I guess we should figure out information. Daredevil's like, no, this is all a disaster. And Jessica's just like, screw you guys. I just want to get on with my case.
She wants to get on with her bottle of bourbon, which she finally gets back to and takes a couple of drinks. Now, I got to ask you ladies a question, specifically you, Lauren, since you are the bourbon drinker on the podcast.
This is true.
She takes the cap off, or the cork out, and drinks from the bottle. She puts the cork back on. A couple of seconds later, she takes the cork back off, takes another drink, puts the bottle down, puts the cork back in, and then she takes another. Can you just leave the cork out of a bottle if you're going to just swig from it?
I mean, you could, but then what if stuff blows in? So I see the wisdom in recapping it every time, or recorking it, as it were.
You're protecting the sanctity of the bourbon?
Yeah, because what if like a bug flies in, or dust, or, I mean, she's out in New York. It could just fly in from something could just fly in from anywhere.
Do you think she would notice drinking that much bourbon?
Probably not, but at the same time, just, do you really want to risk it?
All right, so it's just
like you're drinking your bourbon, and then all of a sudden there's chunks. No one wants the chunky bourbon, man.
Nobody wants the bourbon slushy?
Well, a bourbon slushy is one thing, but bourbon with chunks is a different thing.
All right. Stay away from the bourbons with chunks. Talking about chunks, Styx shows up without his hand, which we've seen him cut off before.
I love when he starts walking up, and all of a sudden Daredevil's just like, oh, this guy, before he even shows up in the building. And of course, and they're like, how do you even find us? And it turns out Danny has his cell phone on. Hasn't he been warned about this before? Like in his own show?
Well,
I'm pretty sure that happened.
Didn't we establish that Danny is not the sharpest bulb on the tree?
This has been established several times, including in this episode, at least 3 times.
And we've also established that he was sick the day they taught modern world at Kunlun in class, right?
Yeah, he skipped Muggle studies.
So he doesn't know that cell phones can be tracked. They're just a magical communication device.
Yeah, just Stick, he's part of the Chaste, and they're apparently this army that's dedicated to the Immortal Iron Fist. And Stick's the only one left, and the Immortal Iron Fist is an idiot. So, I mean, good luck there.
Danny was so cool. Oh, you mean I have an army? They're all dead.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah. Had an army.
And he's not really deflated because he's all hopped up on this potential to team up with other really cool people. Although he is worried about Colleen because he did try to call her. Obviously did not get in touch with her, but he did try to call her. So there was that. There is mention of other people in these people's lives. I think there's mention of Colleen. There's mention of loved ones from Matt's standpoint. And if you do this, then it's going to affect everything around you and you're going to wish you hadn't done it.
Yep.
Also, Haley, he gives the scarf back to Jessica.
Looks better on her anyways.
He finally admits, I guess they're going to figure out who I am. Because, well, Jessica points it out, like, look, I know who you are. I figured it out in like 2 seconds. They're not idiots. They're going to figure, well, except maybe 10.
One of them.
Yeah, they're going to figure it out. She already told him, hey, he's my lawyer. I mean, it's not going to take that long to figure it out, Matt. You're not as smart as you think you are.
No. And Stick does point out he gave up being the part of the chase so he could go put on a costume. And it's Halloween, so I think that's a valuable thing this time of year.
Yeah. Except he forgot to get a costume, so he just stole a scarf.
I mean, that's like a low effort costume. Even my low effort Halloween costumes had a little more effort.
Ironically, you should say that because Daredevil is now like guy's low effort costume.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did she actually wear the scarf again after he gave it back to her?
Yes. She's wearing it when she goes to that lady's house.
The widow's house. Yeah. Right. Well, talking about wardrobes, Alexandria.
I really wanted to talk about this. So when we first see Alexandra, she's wearing more earth tones in this episode, as opposed to the, shades of white she's been wearing before. And when she's talking to, I'm blanking out on his name right now, the Japanese guy who's carving up the moon bear, he mentions that she never gets her hands dirty.
Is that Sawandi?
No.
Or Murakami?
Murakami?
You mean Murakami?
Yeah, Murakami.
Yeah, Murakami.
Okay.
She's talking to Murakami. And he mentions that his problem with her is that she never gets her hands dirty. Which is why I was thinking, it's very indicative of her always wearing the white. Because she never gets her hands dirty. And then Elektra, the person always wearing the red and the black, is the one who goes out and gets the wet work done. So we see her in this episode wearing, the darker, the earth tones. And then when she finally shows up in the restaurant, she's wearing white, but with kind of an earth tone vest over. And to me, that seemed like, I don't know, maybe this is the cold medicine talking, but it seemed symbolic of that being an act. Like underneath, she's still not willing to get her hands dirty. It's just like a cover, because then Elektra comes in instead of Alexandria finally, doing any of the dirty work herself.
Yeah, she did come in, and there was that whole thing in the episode which led up to it about Stick and Mac talking about Elektra, and Stick saying, there's nobody home. The person that you knew is no longer there.
Yeah, Matt says he didn't hear a heartbeat.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if she'll ever get it back, or if Elektra, as we know it, is gone, and she is definitely the Black Sky. So...
you mentioned Murakami. Watching it this time, I really wonder if Nobu was supposed to be the fifth finger of the hand, but they just couldn't get the actor back.
Was he killed at the end of Daredevil?
Like that matters.
Fair enough. Okay. Because I already know that Bakudo is going to come back. That's like, no duh, because we didn't see the body.
Because he's like, oh, we killed Bakudo. So it's like, well, that's good news. But he says it really sarcastically.
Right. So the hand, we learned the history on the hand. And the hand actually comes from Kung Lung. And there are 5 of them, the final 5 for those of us that are from the BSG or Battlestar Galactica reboot. And we know what their names are now, that Alexandra is the leader, and that Madame Gao is one of the 5, and Bakudo is also one of the 5, and then you have
Murakami
and Sawandi. Sawandi?
Yeah.
Sawandi. Okay.
And I'm blanking out.
No, that's all 5 there. You've got Alexandra.
Okay, yeah, Madame Gao. I was forgetting Madame Gao.
Yep. So you have the 5 in the hand, and their resources are running low. Now, by resources, I'm picking up at this point in time that resources mean their ability to be immortal.
Yeah. I didn't pick up on this with the bear the first time I watched it, but when she's kind of like, chiding him for being so cavalier with that because now they've used up all their immortal goo on Elektra. He's like, it was because, it just didn't hit me the first time that
He was talking about not extinct, but a endangered species.
well, no, that he had probably injured himself really, really badly hunting that bear. And
he couldn't use any
yeah,
resources.
the immortal goo.
Well, I didn't pick that up either because he seemed to be moving around just fine.
Well, yeah, because they can heal to a limited amount. Remember what Bakudo taught Danny to do?
Yeah.
But they can't come back from
See,
death anymore.
I didn't take it that way. I just took it that he was taking risks that he shouldn't be taking right now because of their limited resources. Like, he wasn't hurt this time, but he could have been, and there's nothing they could have done about it to fix him.
I thought he was hurt. That's what he said.
I don't
remember hearing that.
Yeah.
But
like
remember.
he said it was like I don't remember his exact words, but what I took from it was that it was a really brutal fight, but the bear came off way worse than he did.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that scene again because I did not pick that up. But then again, I did not pick a lot of stuff up the first time around and usually take a second or third watch through to pick it up. And this is something that I can watch again, The Defenders, if I ever get time. It's only 8 episodes and it's really fun so far. So really enjoy that. So you got Final 5 and they're meant to do something, and we pick up that they've done something in Pompeii, at Chernobyl, that they're at the center of mass cullings. So whatever they have in store for New York City, it's not going to be good.
Yeah. Just all the stuff that they mention, it's bad. I mean, you don't hear Chernobyl and Pompeii and think good things.
They remind me a lot of the League in Batman Begins. Like, showing up to destroy the city.
Now that you mention it.
And they're serving life itself. So I'm really, maybe whatever they're doing in New York City, they're trying to do to replenish their resources. I have no idea, but it's...
I don't know. They don't really tell you, like, how that's helpful for them to destroy the city, to cull the city. But apparently it's supposed to be.
Yeah, or a service to life itself, or I have no idea. So just sounds bad at this point in time. And we know that Danny, even though he's really hyped up to do this, is still being an idiot. We already talked about the cell phone.
Yeah, Stick calls him an idiot. Jessica calls him an idiot. Alexandria calls him an idiot. Just, it's wonderful all around.
I like that they all saw season 1 of Iron Fist and they're like, yeah, we know what's up.
It was very satisfying. And Danny, I mean, bless him, he's just so excited.
I know, he's like a little puppy. Like, he's finally got some people to play with. He just wants to be best friends with Luke.
I kind of couldn't help but like him this episode because he's just so excited. He's like, yay, I finally have friends. And
can't wait to call my girlfriend and tell her about it.
Yeah, he's like, come on, guys, I bought us dinner. And nobody wants to stay with him, and nobody wants to play.
And he is still wanted by the Hand for something. We don't know what it is yet. Alexandra is being very coy and basically says that they might not call New York City if he just comes with them.
Yeah, we find out that they don't want him dead. They need him.
Yes.
Indeed. But I don't know for what yet. I sense it's something to do with that wall that they uncovered earlier. Maybe his Iron Fist can break through that. I don't know.
Yeah, considering they're a split off group from Kunlun. It's, it's interesting.
Okay. So that is intriguing, but Jessica is running around trying to figure out her case. She meets the widow, finds the guy in the car, basically pushes the guy in the car through his own windshield, which is pretty cool. And she hears some sort of foreign language coming from the walkie-talkie. And
Japanese and Yoruba, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yoruba is it's an African language.
Oh. So she basically finds her way back to the restaurant at the same time that Elektra is there facing down the guy. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be Elektra or the Black Sky versus the dudes. And guess what happens?
An SUV comes right through the plate glass window with Jessica behind it. So presumably she threw it through the window.
Oh, I thought you drove it through, but you're totally
That's
right.
what I thought at first too. But when I was watching it here, I'm like, wait, she walked in behind it. She threw that SUV.
Nice. And then knocks Elektra down. In true, this is not the first time in superhero shows in the past few years that we've seen a car knock down a supervillain. Most notably happens in Arrow, but it happens in other things.
That scene was kind of like a how it should have ended scene.
It kind of was.
This is what they should have done in the episode, and then they actually just did that.
But yeah, Jessica throws the car through the window. It hits Elektra. The look of just sheer hate that Elektra gives Jessica as she just kind of stomps over and enters the lineup with the rest of the guys, which, by the way, why bother lining up? Just start fighting from your position where you are. You're
also, she doesn't get at the end of the line. Like, she goes into her position at, like, position 4.
Yeah, she's, like, between, what is it, Matt and Luke?
Matt and Luke, somebody. Yeah, but not at the end of the line. Like, she had to go and find her position
like,
in the group.
Move, I'm here.
Guys, we did this in blocking.
And then they pose.
And that's the way how the episode ends, and it's so great. I mean, I'm like, I want to see this fight, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm going to wait until next week. But nothing happens in this episode, but it's a good episode. I'm like, oh, I want to see this again, or I want to see more, because it's the group all come together. And
yeah, this is the kind of interaction that I really, really was hoping for when Defenders was announced. Just the interplay, the bickering, the trying to figure out where they stand, Jessica throwing things at people. And also, if you notice, this is the episode where the lighting really starts to mix together. The lighting in the Chinese restaurant is a pretty even blend of red, yellow, green, and blue.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing the multiple colors, but after you said that, it's obvious. It's their colors.
And from here on out, if I remember correctly, the colored lighting takes way less prominence now that they've finally come together.
So you two have seen the series before. I have not. Is this is this close to being your favorite episode, or are there even better episodes in our future?
I think it just steadily gets better.
I think it gets better. This was, though, where it really melded for me.
Yeah. I kind of wish that this had happened like an episode sooner, just so we could have had more time with all of them together.
Yeah.
Because last episode, they got the fight at the end where they're all fighting together, but they don't know each other. And they're not really talking back and forth other than, hey, who are you? Or it's nice to see you again, that sort of thing. And in this one, they actually get to sit down and hash things out a little bit, get a little bit of history, and then decide to fight the common enemy. And it's all good. Getting the band back together, or together for the first time. They haven't named themselves yet. I don't know if they ever named themselves, but pretty cool. Oh, her quote at the end, by the way, is not "miss me," but "who missed me." So, of course, everybody misses her. I mean,
exactly.
If a woman throws a car through a restaurant to me, and, I'm going to say I miss you.
It's Jessica. She's amazing. You're doing great.
She's
sweetie.
the best episode.
She's really strong.
All the best lines.
Seriously,
We'll stick at that one real good one, but mostly her.
I love just how deadpan Stick is. Like, Matt's just grouching everywhere, like, no, don't let this guy, I mean, he's going to ruin your life. He's terrible. And Stick's just there, just not even caring. Scott Glenn's delivery is just so wonderful. Grouchy old Yoda. I love him.
I've always liked him. He's always been awesome.
Yeah, this reminds me, I need to watch Silence of the Lambs again. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to watch Silence of the Lambs again for like the 50 billionth time because I love that movie.
That's such a fun, happy movie. I get why you want to watch it all the time.
I love it.
I didn't remember that he was in it. Is he like the FBI guy?
He plays Jack Crawford in that movie, the role that Lawrence Fishburne played in the TV series, which I also need to watch again because it is super good.
To have that much time to watch that.
I'm going to be watching Thor and Avengers this weekend.
That's this weekend? I thought it was next weekend. Oh, no. You're getting prepped for...
Did we lose SP?
No, I'm right here.
Is he back? Okay, there he is.
Well, good, because I just said something really stupid. I said, is that this weekend for Thor Ragnarok? But it was next weekend.
It's funny you say that because we were trying to make plans, and one of our friends was like, oh, I can't do it this weekend. I was like, oh, that's good, because it doesn't come out until next weekend.
Yep. Which is, yes, I can't wait. I can't wait, guys. I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
We'll talk about it in the news.
Yeah, we definitely will. Now, Haley, talking about fun stuff that was said, you have some quotes for this episode.
I do have some quotes for this episode. Whoa, she is very strong.
She is.
Who hears neon? I'm the immortal Iron Fist.
And everyone just stares at him. I really love when he's like, it's my chi, and Jessica's like, it's really not.
You leaping around the city like a Russian gymnast didn't help.
Right.
He gets all the best lines.
Oh, and I found a point that I thought was a quote, but it was not. Why was Jessica the one explaining to them that what they did was illegal and not Matt? Right?
You'd think Matt would know, but Jessica's the one that... I wonder if because Jessica's the one who actually ends up
arrested all the time for this kind of thing?
Arrested more. So it behooves her to know.
Jerry has explained this to her several times. Oh, I can't say that.
Can you beep it out?
I can, but it's not as good. Together, we serve life itself.
Oh.
Except they didn't say it in English. Ugh, these names are killing me.
I love her.
Because this one, the immortal Iron Fist, living weapon and protector of the ancient city, is still a thundering dumbass.
Yes.
Late or early, depending on your life choices.
Are you drunk? No.
That's not the point. Jesus, am I the only one left that doesn't know karate?
Apparently.
Jessica has all the best lines.
Who missed me?
Yes. I mean, I actually was screaming at my TV. Gosh! It was so cool.
I was taking notes at work, so I had to resist the urge to keep pausing and recording every single line she said.
Yeah. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it, and since you guys are saying it, I can't wait for it to get better. Is there anything else we haven't talked about in the episode that you want to discuss before we leave it, Lauren?
I don't think so, other than Jessica has all the best lines. Elektra's doing amazing, sweetie. And Alexander's wardrobe, I am convinced, holds secrets.
Well, it holds Sigourney Weaver's body, so yeah, it holds secrets.
Well, that too.
She is awesome, as always. Yes. Haley, anything else, or you done for the day?
That was it.
All right. Next time that we come together as Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., I will not be here, but the ladies will be here with Michelle recording the 6th episode of The Inhumans. The gentleman's name is Gorgon, and everybody's looking forward to seeing more Gorgon. And then next Thursday, I will be back with these two lovely ladies to discuss the next episode of The Defenders. Take Shelter is the name of the episode, so can't wait for that. And talking about can't waiting for that, there's a lot of can't wait for content on our network, the GonnaGeek.com network, right, Haley?
Yeah, including Just One More Fix, their latest episode, 58, Haunted Houses in RPGs. They're continuing their month of horror. James and Lacey bring the haunted house story into RPGs. They talk about inspiration, tropes, techniques, and mechanics to bring haunted houses to your games. That's episode 58 of Just One More Fix.
Which can be found at GonnaGeek.com.
All right, first up, Scarlett Johansson assembles Avengers for charity.
Yeah, so this is going to be, excuse me, this is going to be raising money for hurricane relief for Puerto Rico, which it's been, like a month since Hurricane Maria hit, and most of the island still doesn't have electricity or fresh water, including the town that one of my really good friends, her grandma lives in. One of my former coworkers, her mother and brother, the town they live in still doesn't have fresh water or electricity. And what they're going to be doing is putting on a production of Our Town, the play, and it's the Avengers cast. It's, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Jeremy Renner, Scarlett Johansson, and all the proceeds are going to be going to Puerto Rico hurricane relief. So good on them.
Definitely. And it's been a little bit over a month. And the last time I heard, about 24% of the island had power back, but that 24%, I haven't looked at a power grid or seen a map of it.
It's, from what I understand, it's mostly San Juan, which is the biggest city on the island.
That's what I was just getting to.
Most of the island is small towns and little villages. A lot of it is very rural. Structures kind of hard to get to some of these places. I remember my coworker telling me that to get to her mom's house, the plane that she takes has to go across this one valley where there's the air currents are always weird. So it always feels like the plane's about to crash because it just dips. And it's a beautiful island, but because of just so many circumstances, including the hurricane and previous infrastructure problems and just all this other stuff, things are really bad there right now.
Yep. So anything that you could do to help out is always appreciated, and we will definitely thank you. But I know the people of Puerto Rico will definitely thank you as well. So anything you can do, help them out. It'll be awesome.
Yes. And now on to some funner stuff. Hulu's new Runaways trailer.
Have y'all seen this?
I have not.
It's so good. I think it just got put up today or yesterday. 26th. What day is that?
Yeah, that's today.
So that it's new as of today, Wednesday, the 26th. I don't remember days anymore. So
yeah, it's Lauren. It's Thursday, the 26th.
Oh, I don't remember days anymore.
And I think people are asking, "Can I have some of that cold medicine, please, Lauren?"
That's awesome, because even though I know we record on Thursday, I have felt like it's Wednesday all day.
Right?
Tomorrow's Friday, guys. It's gonna be awesome.
I know it's Thursday because after this I'm gonna watch Critical Role, but it just felt like a Wednesday all day. So the trailer is really good. It has some stuff from previous trailers, but more. We get more views of Old Lace, the super intelligent psychic Deinonychus. We get more views of Carolina Dean's powers and just all sorts of stuff. It's reminding me so much of the comics. It's making me want to go back and reread the comics. I am so looking forward to this. It's premiering on Hulu on November 21st. And I am going to be marathoning it just right there. It's going to be amazing.
All right. And now we've got news about the Netflix series, starting with Vincent D'Onofrio's return for Daredevil Season 3 and a new showrunner for Daredevil Season 3, Eric Olson.
So I'm looking up what Eric Olson's done before. Man in the High Castle is his most recent thing. He's also done
good.
Arrow.
Have you seen season 2 of Man in the High Castle, Haley?
Yes.
I haven't watched it at all.
Is it as good or better than season 1?
I don't know if it's quite as good as season 1 because a lot of season 1 is like the mystery of what's going on and how did this happen. And season 2 has answers. So the answers are never quite as good as the mystery, but it's still really good.
And season 1 ended so phenomenally, and it got into basically the sci-fi behind the show. And I have not had a chance to watch season 2 yet, and it's always on my list. It's been out, I want to say, for almost a year now, so I really need to get on that.
He's also been a co-executive producer for shows like E-Ring, Justice, The Mob Doctor, Unforgettable, and Kings, which co-starred Bucky Barnes himself, Sebastian Stan.
All right, and more Netflix television news, this time about The Punisher. Apparently, they originally did not intend to have Karen Page be in the show.
Yeah, so the showrunner, Steve Lightfoot, was speaking at an event in Singapore this week and said that initially Deborah Ann Woll wasn't going to be in the spinoff, but he loved the chemistry between John Bernthal and Karen in Daredevil. So he requested that the character be written into the series, and she was available, so they were able to get her. And he said that one of the things that he really likes about her character is that she gives Frank a touchstone to the normality of the real world, and Karen gives Karen an alarming insight into what can drive a man to do what Frank Castle does, and eventually puts doubts into her mind about Matt Murdock's lifestyle choices. So, and also I really ship them, so I'm happy to see this.
Yeah, well, we weren't originally going to get a Punisher series anyway. The only reason we have a Punisher...
Yeah. I buy that chip.
The only reason we have a Punisher series is because he was so phenomenal on the screen. They're like, oh yeah, we are so doing this.
Yeah, John Bernthal, amazing actor. Deborah Ann Woll, amazing actress. Put them both together. Crazy chemistry, and just gimme.
Okay, so next up, we've got some news from Thor Ragnarok. This time about Valkyrie. So Tessa Thompson has revealed that Valkyrie is bi in Thor Ragnarok, but not explicitly.
Yeah, so Valkyrie is bisexual in the comics. And somebody asked her, will she be bisexual in the movie? To which Tessa Thompson on Twitter said, yes, Val is bi in the comics, and I was faithful to that in her depiction. But her sexuality isn't explicitly addressed in Thor Ragnarok, which kind of continues.
I guess Lauren is no longer with us.
I closed the wrong window. What I was saying was that this kind of continues. I can't speak. This
Words
kind
hard.
of continues the trend of saying that you have representation without explicitly having representation. Like, oh, Dumbledore's gay in the Harry Potter books, but not ever addressing that in the books. It's that sort of informed representation. And it's something that a lot of people are getting really tired of, me included, because it's a way for people to have their cake and eat it too. You know, so you don't offend the really conservative folks or people in like foreign markets who might not be happy about that, but try to get those, the LGBT dollars for representation.
I kind of have to hand it to, crossing the streams a little bit, over to Kyler Lee over on Supergirl. Her character was written in as a lesbian, and she has embraced it outside of the show with the LGBT community. So
she's doing an excellent job with that.
Even though she is heterosexual, from what I understand in real life, is married, husband, kids. So
she's married. Her husband's adorable. She's adorable with him. Apparently, he refers to Floriana Lima, who plays her fiance on the show, as Kyler Lee's wife. So.
I don't know if you're watching this season, but they're going to do something that is going to make me very angry.
I know a friend of mine ships them really hard, and we're just like trying to be there to help cushion her for the heartbreak.
Right.
I'm getting so mad because I can figure out like 10 ways to address that doesn't involve what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, and you knew going into this season that the actress wasn't staying with the show, but still,
it's like, come on, guys, come on.
Just the worst.
Terrible writers.
And she had a really good storyline last week as well.
Oh my God, I cried this last week. I cried, you guys.
I understand that. If I felt human emotion,
I feel all the emotions. I was weeping. So speaking of not feeling human emotions.
Well, before we get to that, speaking of people trolling, Taika Waititi got a tweet from somebody on Twitter at Marvel Studios at Taika Waititi. We want more Winter Soldier and less Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor Ragnarok. Don't say they bad, but a rest from comedy is needed. To which Taika Waititi replied, agreed, the world is too hilarious right now. There's too much laughter in real life for a movie to be fun. Down with happiness.
I love him. Like another good movie to watch this time of year is Taika Waititi's What We Do in the Shadows. Ghost Cup.
See, this time of year, I'm more into like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, long epic sci-fi fantasy stuff.
For me, that's like circa Thanksgiving and after stuff.
Well, I'm already there. It's
no,
late
Halloween
October.
is its own season. It's not even Halloween yet. So I need to watch all the scary movies right now. I've been binging on Mindhunter on Netflix.
Well, maybe I don't like scary movies, so I like to
that's why
skip
you
over
should
that
watch
season.
What We Do in the Shadows, because it's funny. It's a really
for me
funny
is like
vampire movie.
A good superhero movie time. And then Christmas time is when you watch Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
I love that Star Wars is now a Christmas thing. Like Lord of the Rings was already a Christmas thing because that's when, they came out in the theaters. But now it's like Star Wars is also a Christmas thing.
Well, it is now that
Yes.
they've delayed everything from May to December all the time.
I'm okay with that because it means I don't get to roast while I'm standing out in the line.
Although
now I freeze.
I just started watching Hidden Figures for the first time.
So good.
I'm halfway through it. I'm not all the way through it. I'm halfway
Okay,
through
the
it.
book is better, but the movie is still really good.
I've enjoyed it so far. Yeah.
Okay, so more news.
Yeah, more news. Ben Mendelsohn is being eyed for a role in Captain Marvel.
So who is Ben Mendelsohn, you may ask? Remember Krennic from Rogue One? Speaking of Star Wars?
I've only seen it once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just, again, people have heard me say this before, but this movie gave me nothing at the end to really endear me to the characters. So I'm like, why should I go back and watch this?
I love them so much. They're my sad, tragic babies. I love them. But so Ben Mendelsohn played Krennic in that one. The guy who wanted all the credit for the Death Star and was in a pissing contest with Grand Moff Tarkin. And he would play, he's in talks right now with Marvel, and he would play the film's main antagonist, which would likely be the leader of the Skrulls. Kevin Feige has teased that the Skrulls will be in the film, since I think they got the rights back in exchange for letting Fox have another Fantastic Four movie, something like that. I don't know. But they have the Skrulls
I always thought they could use the Skrulls, but they just couldn't use the Super Skrull.
I don't know. But I know they have the Skrulls back.
Mm.
So we could be seeing Ben Mendelsohn as a Skrull, and that could be cool. Now, what I want to know is, are they going to be just the Gur-Arg Skrulls, or are they going to be the weirdly religious Skrulls like we saw in, what was it, Secret War? Oh, I'm forgetting event names. There's just so many events.
I think it was just recently, like a couple of years ago, it was Secret Wars.
Oh, like
Or was
maybe
it Secret
6 years ago?
Invasion?
Secret Invasion. Thank you. Secret
Yeah.
Invasion. The whole he loves you thing.
Well, that is awesome that we're even talking about a Captain Marvel film, villain or no, and just can't wait for that to actually come out. And
I'm
with that,
still mad because we should have already seen that. That should have happened this
Yeah.
summer.
there's that, and then we had that news story a couple of episodes ago about all the Marvel women talking to Kevin Feige about, hey, let's do an all-female led superhero movie, and he's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Of course, there's no plans for it, but he's like, hey, that's great. What is he going to say? No, I hate it. It's not going to happen. I mean, of course he's going to say yes.
Give us the movie we want.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
And with that, we're going to move on to some feedback. For those of you that don't know, Lauren is our social media happiness Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. expert. So if you want to get a hold of somebody from Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., obviously Lauren's going to be at the forefront with our Tumblr page, with our Facebook page, and with our Twitter account. And so she takes that opportunity every week to interact with you and live tweet, and then she loves talking about it in this segment on the show. So with that, Lauren, what do you got this week for feedback?
Well, first of all, we have from Andy Migna. Andy Migna. I can't talk tonight, you guys. He retweeted a tweet from Peter Scaretta to us and said, sign me up. And the tweet is, Logan spinoff starring X-23 in the works from director James Mangold, the guy who directed Logan. Yes, very yes. Give me an X-23 movie.
That would be cool.
According to The Hollywood Reporter, he said that Patty Jenkins' success with Wonder Woman only solidifies more for studios that there's less to fear with the female protagonist. The more that keeps getting hit home, that ends up giving me more space turning around and going, well, here we are with the female protagonist. That's incredible. And what are we going to do with her? And that's where we are with the Laura script right now, dreaming. So yeah, give me the Laura script. Give me Laura Kinney being awesome. Just give me this. She's an amazing character.
Would it be the same young actor, or what would you prefer?
Why not? She was great.
She was great, but I didn't know
just
if you...
give me her a couple years older, because it's been a couple years. Post Wolverine dying, obviously. Spoilers for Logan, I guess. With some other, young mutant buddies, and doing some sort of awesome quest. I don't know. Some sort of awesome coming of age, Stand By Me-esque thing, but starring Laura Kinney.
No Professor X, no Jean Grey, no Cyclops. Yeah, this could be...
this is a whole new generation of mutants.
Yeah.
We also have from Mr. Paracletes. He sent us this picture, rare glimpse of baby Groot dabbing on them. And it's a picture of a little piece of wood that does look surprisingly like baby Groot dabbing.
Aww.
It's very cute. It's on our Twitter page, and we will have a link to it. And from @Anthony Bachman, he said in response to our tweets, Karnak is the best. Medusa and Black Bolt pseudo ASL make sense in their enclosed society. Lockjaw is great. So glad the show got better. We are also glad because we continue to watch it week after week. And I would much rather watch a show that's improving than one that is not good.
Yeah.
I don't want this show to fail. I don't want anything to fail. I just give me something that's actually good quality. And it's getting better.
Yeah, if the Inhumans and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fail, then we will not, all likelihood, have a superhero TV show. I was going to say film. TV show on ABC next year. Of course, you're going to have Freeform, you're going to have Hulu, you're going to have Netflix, you're going to have all that other stuff, but it'd be great having a Marvel superhero show on ABC as a lead-in to the MCU in general. And if the Inhumans and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fail, I doubt ABC, unless they're told by their parent company, Disney. I don't think they're going to have one of them on. So yeah, it's great. And also, Haley puts it on the schedule every week, so we have to watch it because it's on the schedule. And if we don't follow the schedule, then Haley it's not pretty. We don't like to make Haley angry.
Don't mess with the spreadsheet.
Yeah. Someone tried messing with the spreadsheet once.
Yeah.
That's why we don't
What do you
have
think
another
happened to
host.
Michelle?
Yeah. Well, you'll have to ask her when you see her again on Sunday.
If you see her again.
And with that ominous threat by Haley to Michelle, which you guys are going to have to talk about on Sunday, I will do a Jessica Jones and we'll just drive through a Chinese restaurant this one out. Woohoo! We made it to another end of the successful Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. So we can all go off and watch our other shows that we want to watch. And I want to thank you for listening to us and downloading the podcast and watching us on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys stopping by.
Thank you to everybody who listens and comments and sends us tweets and follows along during live tweets and sends us your opinions and news stories or whatever. We really love you guys. And I'm sorry I'm rambling. Guys, so much cold medicine, you guys. So much cold medicine.
The cold medicine cast kicks in for Lauren.
Thank you to everyone that's listening. Thank you to Lauren for being here, even though she's dying.
Yeah, for those that have listened live, we apologize for the random coughing, but, that is part of having Lauren here. That's the sacrifice we are making for Lauren, and she is making sacrifices for us, and we're just glad to have her. We're glad to have you here, and we're looking forward to seeing you again next time. Until next time, I'm Director SP.
I'm Agent Haley.
I'm Agent Lauren.
Bye. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, go to gonnageek.com and you will find all our contact information and other shows. You can also visit legendsofshield.com where you'll find our complete archive of podcasts. The music heard on this podcast is by Kevin MacLeod, found at incompetech.com, and also artists on pond5.com and audiojungle.net. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual hosts and do not represent Stargate Pioneer Productions, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Gonna Geek. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the property of the Disney Corporation, Marvel Studios, and ABC. No infringement is intended. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is copyright 2017.